Welcome, listeners, to my very first bonus episode. Today, I have a very special guest with me, and that is my mom, Susan Klages.
Hello.
My mom is doing a play in the Chesley area, and I said, you should be on my podcast. And she said no. And I said, but you're the director, you're creating a theatrical performance. So she was able to join me today for a couple questions and to tell us about the play she's directing. So, Ma, what's your play called?
The play is called Aesop's Musical Foibles.
And what is it about?
So the play is based on Aesop's fables. So it includes things like the tortoise and the hare, Androcles and the lion, the boy who cried wolf, the goose with the golden eggs, those kind of stories. And what happens is Aesop is on stage, and Aesop has all these stories and characters running through his head, and they are all come alive to him on the stage. But at the same time, there's people like his parents and other adults that don't see these other characters, and they think Aesop's going crazy.
How many actors are in the play?
It is a cast of 19. Most of them are young people, from 10-year-olds up to teenagers, and then with about 6 adults.
Can you name drop the actor playing Aesop, your star of the show?
The star of the show is Ella Contreras, which is unusual because we have a young lady playing a male part. But she is absolutely awesome, and you'll really enjoy her performance. She's from outside of our area. She's actually from the Holland, Chatsworth area. But we're really excited to have her on stage with us.
That's awesome. Where is the play being held?
The play is being held at the Bijou Theatre, which is on the main street of Chesley.
And how long has the Bijou been there?
The Bijou was a theater. It was opened in 1909. But it was originally it was, I think, a live stage theater. But at one point, it became a movie theater. And then when it closed, the municipality, I don't know if they already owned the building or they took over the ownership of the building. And then they have rented it out to the Chesley Community Players for the last 25 years for us to do live theater productions.
Right. And sorry, can you mention that again? You said that they rented out to the Chesley Community Theater?
Chesley Community Players. We are a volunteer theater group. We've been in existence for over 25 years. It started with a group of people who wanted to do a play back in 1995 for the Chesley homecoming at the time. And they put on a play called Charlie's Aunt. And then they started producing different productions every year after that. It just kind of took off.
Have you always been a part of the Chesley Community Players?
No, I've only been a part for the last 8-9 years because I lived in Lion's Head before I lived in Chesley. Well, as soon as I moved to Chesley, I heard about this group and I wanted to join them, so I did.
Have you ever been a part of another play group?
Well, the year you were born, we established a little theater group up in Lion's Head called the Peninsula Players. And we put on a production up there. So that would be, I'm going to age you. It's the year after you were born. 1989 was the first production. And I was one of the founding members of the Peninsula Players. And we were in existence for over 20 years as well. It was sad when I moved away from the Lion's Head area. I had to leave that group. But
now you're the director of this play. Are you usually the director? Have you ever been an actress?
I have directed and acted. Lots of the plays that I've directed, I've also acted in. Not the case in this particular play, but I've also acted. I've acted in 2 other plays for the Chesley Players, and I was in almost all of the plays for the Peninsula Players.
Yeah.
But I'm a retired music teacher, as you know. And we also did productions in school as well. And I was director for several of those or assistants for several of them as well.
Okay. Let's go back to the Chesley Community Players. How do you get involved in the community?
Well, for me, it was when your dad and I moved here to Chesley. We just kind of kept our eyes and ears open and listened for what was going on in the community. But also we had family members that mentioned certain things that were going on here. So for the Chesley players, when I heard that they were having an annual general meeting, I just sort of showed up and said, "Hi, I'm Susan Klages, and I'd like to join your group." That's basically it. I know that various small town groups like the Horticultural Society, the Lawn Bowling Club, etc. They put out advertisements around in small business towns or on Facebook, social media, etc., saying open houses or come on out and get involved. But a lot of it is also word of mouth, just other people in the community mentioning to you, "Hey, do you know this is happening?" And then that gets people out.
How does the play affect the local community? Like, does the community players give back?
Oh, yes. So the Chesley Players are a volunteer organization, and we put on our plays, and we charge admission to our plays. A lot of that cost goes towards the cost of actually putting on the plays, royalties, etc. But yes, we donate actively back to the community. So if another group is having a silent auction or something, then we will donate a pair of tickets to one of our shows. Or if there's something going on, another building being erected in the community, we donate to those sorts of things, or we donate to other organizations that need assistance as well.
And then let's go back to the play. Is it a musical? Is it just
This is a musical. It's not one of your full-scale musicals. In fact, this one only has 6 songs in it, but each song involves the majority of the cast. It's a play, and then you break out into song, and then there's a play, and then you break out into song. That's kind of traditional type of thing.
Would you call it like a comedy?
Oh, it's definitely a comedy.
Okay.
Definitely a comedy. Yep. Hopefully the audience laughs a lot.
Yeah? Have you had any challenges by being in a small town and trying to put on a community play?
There's always challenges when you're first trying to get your cast, because especially with a play like ours with 19 people, that's a lot of people for one cast. So you put out the feelers and you have pulled the auditions, and you don't necessarily get the right number through those auditions. So then you have to put out feelers to other people that know people, or to other cast members, and say, "Hey, you got a friend who come and play this particular part?" So we did a lot of that with this play. And we've had some ups and downs of, people who could be involved. People start out and then they couldn't continue. And so we've had a lot of different changes with this particular play.
Have you had any wins yet? Have you had any triumphs while you've been practicing?
Triumphs. Well, every day is a triumph. When someone comes on stage and knows their lines and can play their part, or adds a little extra to their character, it's so much fun watching. It's watching people come into the characters. It's fun watching them develop and come out with ideas of what they want to do when they're on stage. That's always a win and a triumph.
Can you give us the specifics? How do we watch it?
The play is being put on at the Bijou Theatre in Chesley. It's on November the 17th, the 18th, the 24th, and the 25th, all shows starting at 7 o'clock. But also we're putting on 2 matinees on the 19th and the 26th, starting at 2 o'clock. Tickets are $25 for adults and $15 for youth. Our tickets are available through the Chesley Remax office, which is down on Main Street, Chesley. If you go to our website, www.chesleycommunityplayers.com, my phone number is also available there if people want to call and ask for tickets through me as well.
My last question, future projects. Do you have any future projects with the Bijou?
We are in the process of planning our next year's season. We haven't quite decided on what the 2 plays are going to be yet, so I don't want to say anything in case it changes. Yeah. But yes, we always have big productions in the work and in the stages, and we're always looking for extra people to come and join us and help give us ideas, or just come and see what's going on with the Chesley Players. Our annual meeting for next year will be held in May. We have also a Facebook page, so watch on our Facebook page for any updates and follow along with us. We're a fun group.
Perfect. And I always finish my podcast with a quick rapid round. So I'm just going to ask you a quick one, since it's just a bonus quick episode. What's your favorite Aesop fable?
My favorite has to be the tortoise, the hair of the tortoise.
Awesome. Is there anything I missed? Is there anything else you wanted to share with us?
No, I think that's about it. And just come on out, see the show. We'd love to have you there. We want to fill that theater.